What's going on, everybody? This is Joe from He Said, She Said, and I want to encourage you to faith it until you make it. It's a play on words. Now, watch this. It's fake it till you make it. I don't know if you ever heard of that term, but if you're faking it until you make it, you're basically putting on a front to get to where you need to be. Now, the front that we as believers have is faith. What is faith? What is a synonym for faith? Faith is trust. Faith is confidence. How do you have trust and confidence in something that you cannot see? Hebrews 11:1 says that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So how do we trust in something we don't see? How can we trust in the fact that we're breathing right now? How do we trust the fact that we're breathing oxygen? We can be breathing in some toxic chemical that can take our lives. How do we have faith in that? It's the continuation of knowing that what we're breathing in is going to continue to sustain our lives. And in the same way, we can trust and know that God has provided before, He's still providing right now, and He will provide in the future. Now, I know that that is tested at times. You know, that sounds great for me to be able to break it down like that, right? But that's in theory. But what about the application? What about the times when you've lost your job, or your health is failing, or one of your loved ones is sick, or if your children are, they're not listening to you, or if your spouse is going berserk and you're like, you know what, I want out. It's hard when those things happen, right? It's more difficult to faith it until you make it, right? That's when the power of the people around you is the most important. The right people around you will point you back to Christ in every situation. They will be your cheerleaders, if you will. They will be the people rooting for you. They will be the people that's going to be there to say, you know what, you're down, but look up. I know that this is the worst thing to ever happen to you, but I'm here for you. That's all we really want in life. As much as we love being by ourselves, we love when we have someone there that we feel comfortable with, we feel safe with, that can relate to us and tell us, and even if they can't relate to us, if they're just there. How many times have we acted out in our lives because we felt like no one was paying attention to us? There's a concept, it's called bids for attention, or bid for attention. And it means that throughout the day or throughout our lives, we do certain things to gain the approval or attention of other people. If we don't get that attention, it continually creates a void. And in creating the void, that's where we feel our personal responsibility to fill it. But there's voids that happen in our lives, such as attention, intimacy, for sure. Those two things can only be fully fulfilled or completely filled by God Himself. And it takes us to understand that the little things that we're looking to fill, God has the big things for us that He's going to fill. But we have to give it to Him and be able to know that He can fill it. You tried everything else. You went through options A, B, C, and D. What else do you have? What other ways do you have to fail before you realize all of my ways are not working? I went through all of these options. I went through all these alternatives, and there's nothing else. And God is still sitting there looking at you. He knows who you are. He made you who you are. He knows your mannerisms. He knows your tendencies. So He's waiting. The distance that we create from God is not God creating the distance. It's us creating the distance from Him. And He's just waiting. And He has the people waiting on the sidelines. They're rooting for you. They're watching you play. But we have to recognize the people that He has waiting on the sideline that's standing there supporting us. If we don't recognize that, then we'll continually make the mistakes. But continue to listen and understand that little small still voice, which sometimes is not a small still voice. Sometimes it's your mom, or sometimes it's one of your best friends, or sometimes it's your boss, or sometimes it's your enemy. How are you going to act? Are you going to receive it or are you going to push it away? Choice is yours. Faith it until you make it. I'm rooting for you. And I know it's difficult, but hang on. Change is coming.